This is Behemoth, a giant creature so massive that mountains look tiny beside it, but Trevor Henderson completely changed its design over time. The old Behemoth looked smoother and more whale-like, with a long neck and a strangely calm appearance. Its massive size and silence made it feel mysterious, almost unreal. But the newer design looks far more monstrous. The head became sharper, the mouth more aggressive, and its overall shape feels much more threatening. This is Country Giant, a massive creature wandering through empty roads and dark landscapes. The old version looked taller and thinner, making it feel more mysterious and unnatural. But the newer design looks sharper, darker, and much more terrifying up close. This is breaking news. The old design looked smaller and thinner with a more human-like shape, but the newer design appears much taller and darker with longer limbs and a larger head silhouette. The newer version also feels more imposing because of its scale and proportions. This is day 18. The old design looked lower to the ground with a longer body and thinner front limbs, but the newer design appears taller and more upright with longer legs and a bulkier overall shape. The newer version also has a more uneven and detailed silhouette compared to the simpler old design. This is Meatball. The old design looked smaller and more distant, with tree-like strands hanging from the body. But the newer design appears much more detailed, with a visible mouth and a more organic texture. The newer version also looks heavier and more creature-like compared to the simpler old design. This is Sky Tentacles. The old design looked thinner and more minimal, with only a few tentacle-like shapes hanging from the sky. But the newer design appears larger and more active, with thicker tentacles and a brighter central light. The newer version also has a more chaotic and detailed appearance overall. This is day 2027. The old design looked darker and more compact, with shorter limbs and a smaller upper body. But the newer design appears much taller and thinner, with longer legs and a more defined silhouette. The newer version also looks more distant and less detailed compared to the older design. This is precursor of the First War. The old design looked less detailed, with a smoother body shape and a less visible face. But the newer design appears larger and more creature-like, with clearer eyes, textures, and longer arms. The newer version also has a more realistic and defined appearance overall. This is Aircraft Shark. The old design looked more compact and angular with sharper fins and a darker appearance, but the newer design appears much larger and smoother, with a more whale-like body shape and a longer tail.